K-pop Demon Hunters, new animated fantasy action musical romance film, is out on Netflix. Like the title suggests, this is about three K-pop singers who are actually secretly demon hunters, the last in the long line of Korean singers who have protected the world through their songs and built up this magical wall between our world and the spirit world over the many generations. Now these girls are finally close to finally reinforcing the magic barrier for good, and once and for all, separating the demons from the humans. But a demon boy band is sent to the real world to compete with them, and by taking away their fandom, mess with the sort of power of the ritual and secure human souls for consumption. So look, I've seen this movie pop up for weeks now over the internet. Images, memes, mentions of it, and I always dismissed it as something that I have zero interest in. But then one day I read a Reddit post written by someone like me saying that the film is actually really good. And then on that same day, a friend of mine messaged me directly to recommend it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. And the first 5, maybe even 10 minutes, all I could think of was, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? But then over time, the movie actually got better and better and quickly won me over. And I do agree, it is solid and entertaining. I like the story, and I like how the whole K-pop thing and the related cultural things from Korea, such as the game shows and the merch signings and the single releases, first of all, they're treated sort of respectfully, not as a parody. And secondly, they're not just dressing, they are an integral part of the story. And so even though it is still very far from my cup of tea, I like that aspect. I like the animation style, especially the sort of neon lighting of the city at night and the dynamic action sequences of the demon fighting. I like the humor and the voice performances, and I like the various twists and turns of the story. The one thing that the movie could have done better, in my opinion, and slight spoilers here, but it has to do with the final act. There's a moment when the main character, Rumi, leaves the show. She's sort of defeated and cast out, and she meets with her mentor slash foster mother, which, by the way, is a brilliant scene because as a Western viewer, you sort of expect the narrative to be that the mentor will comfort Rumi and say it's okay, you're worthy, and sort of hype her up before going into the final battle. But no, it's actually opposite. She kind of says, yes, you are flawed and unwanted and you need to be fixed, which ties into this sort of generational trauma theme of the film. And I think that was a bold move by the movie and an emotional gut punch, to be sure. Problem is, Rumi leaves that scene with the energy that suggests that she no longer believes in the mission and will now she's off the chain, she will do whatever she wants for herself. But then the next scene is her rejoining the show and the battle again, and somehow it's all magically fixed. And I think the movie could have used 1 or 2 more scenes in there, in between, where she struggles with what to do, figures out her priorities, has to process all of this somehow, because as it is, it feels strange and abrupt and just like a weird cut. Also, the movie does have some tropey things in it, the romance stuff, the friends breaking up and then reforming together again, the manager comic relief, but I don't think those are really a big problem, and the movie works as is. It's not a groundbreaking piece of art, but a solid, entertaining, fun way to spend your evening for sure. And I think if you actually like K-pop and the culture around it, you will love it way more than I did.